Welcome to the Forever Better Academy podcast, where you will be given the principles, tools, and techniques to reach the next stage on your journey of self-mastery. Who could you become? I'm your host, Wade Vincent. Hey guys, welcome back. Here we are. It's actually the beginning of the new year, so Happy New Year to everyone. 2021. Let's hope for a bigger and better and brighter year than 2020. So today, thou must steal from their idols. There's one time and one time only that stealing is okay, and it is when you are stealing the behaviors, the patterns, the habits of the people that have achieved what you're looking to achieve. Okay, so there's the only time that stealing is okay. Now, when I was younger, I was very blessed to have a mother that really pushed and instilled my self-belief, right? And gave me that self-esteem and confidence that I could achieve anything or be anything that I set my mind to. And I don't know what it was, whether it was part of that, a bit of the nature versus nurture side of things, but just generally feeling there was a greater sense of, I had a purpose of something I needed to do. And whether that was instilled or just, I don't know, call it, destiny, whatever you want to call it. I've always wanted to help other people and be a great leader in some capacity. So that's been the foundation of the reason I do what I do, and what I believe is my purpose here, to share and help with you, help you guys and grow at the same time. It was, as long as I can remember, even being 5 years old, I can remember just sitting there and feeling this need to share and try to do things that would make other people feel good or feel better. So as I said, I always just had this need, this want, to do that, and how I could approach it. And at the same time, when you're young, you don't have a lot of life experience. You haven't gone through things yet. And even though I knew that was what I intended to do, something deep down inside, I knew that I hadn't gone through enough or experienced enough to offer that help and share with other people. So that comes with time. That's one of those things that you can't really... And when I was a chef, one of my mentors that taught me, at the time, George, he was always telling me, you can't speed the cooking process. And I think that's such a beautiful analogy, because you can apply that to anything in life. When it really boils down, pardon the cooking pun, but it basically is, things take as long as they take. You can't speed the cooking process, right? So, I had this outward-facing desire of, I want to help people and guide them and lead them and be a role model. And then I had this almost like an internal voice that I'd push down, and it was there, but you almost have to ignore it because of that time it takes to become, who you're trying to become, right? But deep down, I had this voice saying, well, you haven't done enough things yet. You haven't experienced enough. You don't have those journeys that you've gone through that you can share that will help and impact with other people. And on top of that, why would anyone listen to me? That was a big thing. Having to face that and not let that detract me from the journey or what I'm trying to achieve. So, you almost do need to sort of ignore that voice a little bit, because it's almost like in cartoons when you see the conscience on your shoulder, the angels talking to you, telling you, yeah, do this, and that devil's like, no, I don't know, I don't think you can do that. You always have those two voices. I feel like you've got to pick the right one to listen to, and in this case, I wasn't going to let that that desire to make an impact in the world and change people's lives and help them and grow along the process, I wasn't going to let that voice be silenced by that internal doubt or the fear that I didn't know enough. That was a useful voice as well, really helping me to realize that if I have this ambition on this side and this goal and this vision of where I need to go and what I need to do, this voice isn't trying to shut it down. It's almost that little voice of reason saying, well, this is the piece that's missing. You've got here's what I'm going to do. It's never so much you can't do it. It's you've got to listen in the right way. That voice is trying to tell you, this is the piece that's missing, why you don't feel ready to do that task or that ambition or achieve that goal yet. You haven't got all the necessary pieces to achieve it. So it's very important that you have those two voices for a reason. You have to listen through those. And at the time, probably the biggest obstacle for me was that proximity. I've spoke about this before, where you need to be in proximity around those kind of people that have achieved what you're looking to achieve. There's an old saying that you're the sum or the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So you have to be in that environment. You have to seek it out. If you're looking to be a great race car driver, or you want to be an incredible realism painter, or you would like to be let's say an IP lawyer, you have to be in those circles and be around those people. Proximity is important. So I was hit with that obstacle where I didn't have anyone remotely close or directly around me that could give me insight into what those traits are, what those habits are, the patterns or the routines that would lead me to my desired outcome. So that felt like the first initial frustration of, here's what I'm trying to achieve. I also have this voice that's telling me that I don't have everything I need yet to do so. Now, how do I next approach where I'm going from here? How do I get the missing puzzle pieces that are going to assist me to get to, my desired outcome? And you have this moment where if you really look at every problem, like I've discussed in the past, as an opportunity, you understand that it's a blessing, it's a gift. You have the ability to solve these problems, and there are opportunities to figure it out, right? So it clicked to me, well, through that exposure to those people that have achieved what I'm looking to achieve, I can steal those patterns, their behaviors, their routines, the rituals, the things that they do, because what I'm trying to achieve, it's not far-fetched. There's been countless leaders in the world, and the principles and patterns that those leaders use that allowed them to become great leaders and make an impact in the world and change people's lives for the better, those habits and traits, you can copy them. I can copy those. I can steal them and take them on myself. And as I said, this is that one opportunity where it's okay to steal, because in stealing from them, you're not actually taking anything away from them, right? You're really just, you're taking on those habits, you're taking on those disciplines, their beliefs, the patterns, the way they operate in the world, how they interact with others, how they serve others. And in doing so, you're not taking away from their ability to do what they're already doing. So having that realization, I was like, okay, it doesn't matter that I don't have these people around me. I don't have the proximity yet. But, thank God I was born in the time that I was born in, because as like right now, you're able to listen and connect with me and my ideas and concepts and the things that I've learned and the things that I can share through the blessing of the internet, right? So I knew that I could connect with these people just by finding out where they hang out online, where they post and where they share their ideas, and and most of these people are open because they have this ambition or passion to share these things that are going to change other people's lives, and they want to lead, right? And they can't do that without interacting with other people. So it's very easy for me to find that information, find those sources, find the habits, and all the other tools and necessary things that are going to serve me on my journey and my ambition. Excuse me, sorry guys. And so what I did was I looked out and said, okay, what do I need to do? So who are the people that have achieved what I'm setting out to achieve? Where are they? How do they teach? How do I learn from them? And then I sort of almost planned it out, like had to think about how do I go about getting this information that I require, because without these tools, I can't achieve what I'm looking to achieve. So I dived in deep, and I got immersed in podcasts. I think I might have spoke to you guys about this a couple of times, but it's important. This is what I use. This is the pathway. This is how I achieve what I'm achieving, and I dive in deep. I subscribe to their newsletters, read their blog articles, add them on LinkedIn or Facebook, or follow them on Instagram or TikTok, wherever it may be, where those people are. I expanded my horizons by connecting, putting myself in that digital proximity, because now we have that beautiful ability to connect with people that we would never have exposure to in the past. So in doing that, I put myself around and started absorbing all this information, all the rituals and the process of what these people do. And actually, as a good point of reference, if anyone doesn't already listen to it, the Tim Ferriss show is an exceptional podcast for this. So basically, that's the whole premise of the show. Is Tim basically distills all those rituals and the habits of some of the world's most successful people, and for not just his own benefit, but creates a show from that and uses that to share with others, so everyone benefits, right? And then in doing that, one of the aspects is you sort of have to come to terms with is that overwhelm, right? Because there's so much information out there, it's very easy to end up down a rabbit hole and just get lost. Have you ever heard that saying, analysis paralysis, where there's so much information. If you want to keep looking, the rabbit hole doesn't end. There is so much information and content being created every second that, you could live, 1,000 lifetimes and still could not absorb or consume what's on the internet now, and every few seconds more and more and more is being added. So it's important to be very precise, map out what the goal is, what you're trying to achieve, how you're going to achieve it, and the people that have done what you're trying to achieve, be very specific about the people that you follow and absorb and the content that you're gaining from or you're stealing, because otherwise it becomes so overwhelming. It gets to a point where you're just absorbing, and you're almost continually stealing without giving back, right? And then you become lost in it, and then you don't reach the outcome. You're not leading anyone because you're so busy taking. And then I think that was that next moment where actually, if you've ever read any of Russell Brunson's books, one of the pinnacle moments, and I honestly cannot thank Russell Brunson enough for what he does. The moment that really hit me, where he talks about, I think this was in Expert Secrets is the book. He says you get to a point where you realize, when you're, he doesn't use the term stealing like I am, but when you're taking all that information and you're on your journey of self-growth and personal development, improving, right? There's only so far you can go. When you get to that point where you plateau, the only way to break through that ceiling and continue to grow and improve is you must switch from consuming, and you must start to give. You have to give back. And this is part of why I feel that only time that this is okay for you to steal all this information, steal these behaviors, these patterns, the rituals of the people that have achieved what you're looking to achieve. It becomes okay in the sense of you're taking all this information in, so eventually you can piece together your vision, your journey, how you want to lead others, and frame that in the way that resonates with you and your audience, and give back. You have to realize that everything that you're consuming and taking has to be given tenfold. And that's why this works. That's why it becomes an important way to approach it, and the only way that you can really approach it and grow. As I said from Russell Brunson, you have to get to that point where when you filled your cup, you're full, you have abundance, you can share with others. You've got to give back. You have to pay it forward. That's the key part. You have to take that, and the beauty in as the journey never really ends, right? You only go on different quests, and you set new goals, and you grow, and you become the person that you need to be to reach that. It's not the destination. They always say it's the journey, who you become to get to that point, the type of person you need to grow and evolve into to achieve what you set out to do. And when you get to that, you don't put your feet up and that's the end of it. You're creating the next goal. So the beauty in that is, the more that I did this and followed these patterns and absorbed all this information and stole from my idols, I became them. The change in how I see things, how I map out my concepts, ideas, the way that I interact and absorb and express myself to the world has changed because of the patterns and the things that I mimicked and took and internalized, and they became my own, and then put my unique experiences behind them that shape how I address the world. I saw immense change. As I said, like, I feel like I'm only at the beginning, but I feel like that little voice that was saying, like, why would anyone listen to you? You haven't experienced enough yet. I feel like now, as it was my 38th birthday yesterday, and I just feel like I'm starting to, break the surface of having enough life behind me and a few experiences and things that I've gone through that I can share that actually make a difference and can impact others, because I've, I haven't tried to speed the cooking process. I've given it enough time, and it excites me, because where does that lead you from here, right? What's possible? As I always say, who could you become? Where's the next evolution of self? Where do we go as we grow and continue to evolve? So, I'm just so excited by seeing this in action and watching it work. And this is why I put these podcasts together and share this stuff with you guys, because if I can see the impact and the change, significant difference in my life from following these principles and sharing them with others, I have an obligation to do my very best to spread this to as many people as I can, because if I can impact and change their lives for the better, I have a duty to do that. Imagine if, I like to think of it like when I was, making music. Many of you know I was a hip hop artist, a rapper, for a good period of 15 years, and I look at it like when I used to get messages from kids telling me that that thanking me for the music I make, and that songs have saved them or changed their life or helped them in those dark moments in their life. That makes everything worthwhile. Then you think about if you change one person's life with what you do, what you give, what you put out to the world, it's all worthwhile. Everything that's led you up to that moment has been, it could have been, what if it was just that one thing that changed one person's life, and that person went on to, say, cure cancer or, solve the global warming crisis. Imagine if you didn't give your all and share what you knew could change people's lives or help. You know, we're far more connected than some of us even realize. The little things that have the hugest effect all around the world. Just those that energy that you're putting out, those good vibes. You know, that's what I call vibrations, man. That's what they talk about. And not to get all like, I don't want to get all crazy on you guys where you start thinking, man, what is Wade talking about? But I want to share that with you. It's important to understand once you've taken as much as you can absorb, the only way to grow from there is to give back. So remember, steal from your idols and give back to everyone else. Okay? So this is a new year, new opportunity now. And what I'd like to share at the end of this, as we sort of get to that point where we wrap it up, I want to say, as this is a new year, everyone gets in that typical thing of let's create the New Year's resolutions, and there's hope and there's wonder. It's important to remember it doesn't have to be a new year for that to happen. Every day that you wake up is a new opportunity. Every time you open your eyes, you have a new moment, a new leaf, a new it's a blessing, you know, that you're here and you can make the most of this day. So don't get too caught up in feeling like if you fall off on a week into the new year and you're not achieving. It's ongoing. It's not such a finite thing. So what I'd like to recommend is when you create a New Year's resolution, just create one, just one thing. You don't have to create a massive list, because the key in achieving anything is setting goals that push you beyond your comfort zone, and you reaffirm your ability to achieve those goals when you succeed. So set yourself one goal. Keep your focus, laser focus, right on that goal, that one thing. Okay, focus on that one change that you want to see that in this year, 2021. And then from there, when you achieve that, you've proved to yourself that you can do that. Set the next goal and go from there again. So keep going, keep rising, set those real goals that you can hit, and keep the focus on. Sometimes it's easy to get clouded when you have multiple different things that you're trying to focus your attention on. So stay focused on that one thing and change it, okay? Now, I'm very happy that you guys have been with me on this journey in 2020, and I look forward to growing with you guys in 2021, sharing more wisdom and knowledge and the lessons and the things that I'm learning that have changed my life and have impacted my life and given me the ability to take back control of the things that I can control and make an impact in other people's lives. So I look forward to talking further with you guys and sharing more and learning about your journeys as well. So this is Wade Vincent, Forever Better Academy. Have a blessed new year. Happy New Year. And who could you become? All right, guys. Talk to you again soon. Bye.